I want to share a piece of myself with you for a moment. From Fruit of V Shoujo. Oh! Well then. Ahem. This is going to be quite the rabbit hole today. Hello my hungries, it's Miella Threescoopes and welcome back to Miella's Talking VTubing Space. Oh boy, you know, back then while I was still a fan of V Shoujo, I hardly knew anything about the controversies circulating around the V Shoujo talents at the time, up until the whole V Shoujo versus Nux Taku incident. A lot of baggage leaked out, including supposed baggage, and I learned quite a bit about Fruit. Before I dive into today's VTubing Space topic, as always, I would like to remind watchers to not go out of their way to harass anybody being talked about in the video. You guys are more than free to share your opinions and vent in the comment section. Plus, it does boost up the algorithm for me, so I would appreciate it. Out of all the controversies Apricot Froot has gotten herself into, to this day, 3 of them stand out, and are even being used against her as a counterclaim to her document. How, you might ask, to question her credibility, or people just want to use it as a reason to justify their hatred of her. To summarize everything, there were past allegations of her cheating on her ex-husband, who was apparently a part of the military on deploy. During that time, supposedly, Fruit was messing around with other men. I say supposedly, while there is no concrete proof of this, the husband himself had made the post on Facebook. There was one user who went by the name Sinistix who had confirmed that they were one of the people that Apricot Froot was seeing behind the husband's back, equally admitting they had handled the situation just as poorly and so on. Whether or not it's actually true that she admitted it herself, I don't recall and I can't seem to find anything on it. The second thing that stands out is when she made this tweet promising to donate a lot of money to a charity called Mermaids that supports gender diverse children. For every like the tweet receives, she's donating $1, which at the time, by memory, I think it at least accumulated to above 50,000 likes, I believe, and that's a lot of money. That's not pocket change by any means. But hey, if you're making the money and you're financially responsible, this should be an easy thing. But it never happened. So here's the thing, for those who don't know, the organization, the charity, became controversial for sus reasons, which I would Google search yourself. Then Apricot Froot followed up with this tweet, which seemed to have appeased the people who really cared about it at the time, and well, that's where it ended. There was no further statements or tweets about it, which makes people question if she actually did it. By the way, before I forget, the timing of this though, it was happening during the whole Hogwarts Legacy release. Do you guys remember when Silvervale broke down during a stream because she was getting harassed over playing the video game? I wasn't even a fan of V Shoujo anymore by that point, and that grinded my gears. The whole thing really did grind in my gears at the time. But the point is, it explains where this meme came from. Everyone makes mistakes, with Fruit's face in the background. This is where the screenshot takes place, during one of Silvervale's streams. I love all my friends. Everyone makes mistakes, only human. Okay, moving on, and the third thing that stands out to this day is that she's flat out dishonest. I don't know how else to put it down for you guys, outside some more political stuff being involved with this. By the end of the day, no matter what your political opinions are, let's just focus on what's really important, which is Fruit's credibility. Something that's practically almost non-existent in the content creator world. Truth to be told, nobody is. Not even my most favorite content creators or your most favorite content creators, because you never know. I mean, look what happened in the past. And have you guys heard what's currently happening in Hollywood right now? I see so many of my favorite VTuber content creators supporting Fruit and her claims, but truthfully, it doesn't mean anything by the end of the day because I don't know any of them. As serious as Fruit's document is, by the end of the day, it's completely up to you whether or not you trust her credibility enough to believe every single word. With all of this in mind, I am now ready to read the whole entire document and react to it along with you guys. Abuse is terrible, both physically and emotionally. It can get so out of hand, and sometimes people are just not strong enough to remove themselves from the situation. That can happen for so many reasons, and it's unfortunate. As for cheating, it goes without saying that there's no excuse for cheating. For Fruit's case, supposedly the cheating only happened because her partner was a piece of crap. Why did she resort to cheating rather than just leaving the guy? Or maybe it was just for some type of revenge. I don't know. I haven't read the document yet. None of it sounds like it adds up, does it? Nothing adds up. Well, only one way to find out. This is a 90-page document, so I will be skimming through and mostly reading off-screen. I will be reacting to the most important parts. I will leave a link in the description box down below so you guys can read it fully, and I will be throwing in my 2 cents here and there. All eventual screenshots were taken using Facebook's archive feature. You must read from the bottom up per screenshot. I'm not rearranging individual messages for the sake of reading convenience. All I will do is remove personal information. This document includes mentions of domestic abuse. This is a message to myself and a constant reminder of how strong I've become in the past half-decade. I hope by showing others what I've been able to overcome can help people who are or have been in a similar situation. I've pushed this off for a very long time because it has always been an extremely difficult topic for me to uncover. I have been healing for a very long time. When I was 19, I was abused by my then partner. How did I end up being stuck in an abusive relationship? Abusers don't start out the door with their behavior. They pretend to care about you and act like a good person so you don't leave. They start feeding you their abuse bit by bit until you're completely destroyed and unable to leave, locked in and nowhere else to go. They use emotional blackmail and manipulate you to eventually fully depend on them and make you believe you can't do or be anything without them. They make you feel incapable of being a functional human and you will believe them. Once you're in this stage, the entire relationship becomes complete control over every aspect of your life. Who you talk to, who your friends are, what you wear, how you look, how you talk, your opinions, interests, and beliefs. Everything. For it to be this severe? This sounds like complete emotional dependency. Did Fruit not have anybody else in her life? It makes you really question the background. By the sound of it, I know in the past she definitely had a mother. Let's keep reading. He would constantly degrade me, insult me, lie to me. I tried to leave him on numerous occasions, but he kept threatening to commit suicide and blame it on me. Oh, the Eric Cartman move, huh? That's a pretty common and pretty sad attempt of being manipulative, but it really is common amongst really toxic people. Ugh. Those people you want to avoid like a bullet. He emotionally blackmailed me, manipulated me, isolated me from my family, forced me to develop dependence on him. I didn't eat, I didn't wash, I wore the same set of pajamas for weeks. I didn't move out of my bed and I lived around trash. He caused me to become depressed. I want to preface that I am doing much better now. How exactly was she put in this position? It really makes you wonder. Well, that's probably why this is a 90-page document, so excuse me while I read. Okay, remember when I said I would pause every now and then and give my 2 cents on the screenshots that would be presented? I take it all back. Where do I even begin? Reading all of this gave me a major headache. It's definitely not what I expected. From what I've read, the guy is without a doubt a total piece of crap from a reader's complete perspective, but other than that, we don't know much else about him. Fruit doesn't mention anything about the cheating allegations as well. Overall, a lot of my questions were not answered, and like I said, I don't know either of the parties enough to formulate a solid opinion on anything, so I am just going to leave it as it is. You would think this should be the type of thing that should be handled in private. But no, because where would people go if they're looking to get even or get revenge on somebody? The internet, especially if you have a wide-known online presence. Fruit doesn't have anything to gain from slandering her ex-husband's name because he doesn't have an online presence. All she's got to gain out of this is sharing her own side and salvaging her own reputation. Or it could be pure damage control. That's another way to look at it if the document isn't sincere. There's so much back and forth going on in the VTuber community over Apricot Froot and her document, it's crazy. What anybody chooses to believe by the end of the day narrows down to her credibility. And it's up to you guys to be the judge of that. Did I miss anything? Let me know what your own thoughts are in the comment section down below. This is Miella Threescoopes, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Licky lick.